Hello. It has been a very long time since I last streamed, but we are back. If you are previously someone who has been a viewer of the channel, welcome back. I am the middle-aged nerd. I am Rob. And if you are new to the channel, welcome, welcome. This is the first of what is hopefully going to be an ongoing thing. We have taken to attempting to live stream our fortnightly Dungeons and Dragons game. Well, this will be episode one. It is actually session 10 of the campaign, because we didn't have any idea when we started that it was going to be streamed. So before we kick off, I am just going to have a very quick preamble just to go through a little bit about the actual game itself, the world that it's set in, because it is a homebrew world, and a very brief summary of the campaign so far. There is a Discord setup, which there will be links popping up in chat sporadically for you to join if you wish. And in there will be more detailed session recaps as well as information on the world itself and everything that you basically need to get caught up on what exactly is going on here in the Chronicles of Iridica. So, um, first up, we are playing in the D&D 5th edition rule set. We may be transitioning into 2024 rule set once we've had a chance to look it over properly, but at the moment it's something where we've only skimmed the rule book, and obviously we're not going to go jumping head into a game where we don't actually fully know how the rules work. This did start out originally as a Daggerheart campaign, but the party did unanimously agree to migrate to D&D. And as such, there are a few rules clashes, most noticeably in the abilities of our party druid and party rogue, but we are house ruling those as opposed to completely retconning things that they have been doing consistently throughout the campaign. We are a group that values narrative and roleplay over combat. This means that many sessions will be completely devoid of combat, so if you enjoy watching a combat-heavy game, just be aware this may not be the stream for you, and wish you all the best in trying to find something more suited to your tastes. Um, and while we haven't had a fatality yet, and I stress yet, we do use Matt Mercer's homebrew rules for resurrection spells because it does add an extra element of player investment to the whole ritual, and it also means that you can't just throw money at death to make it go away, so it means that it means a little bit more. Now, the campaign is mostly homebrew. There will be a few bits and pieces in there. There are some one-shots from Roll and Play Press's One Shot Wonders book, which do get implemented. And there will be some DM's Guild modules thrown in every now and then as well. So if you see something which you think you recognise, you probably do. But for the best part, it's going to be a homebrew game. So with that said, the world itself. I feel like I should be doing this part in Ian McKellen voice or something, but little hobbits. Yeah. Long ago, there was a world known as Solacium. The single unified society Pax Solacium lived on one great supercontinent in a time of prosperity and arcane and technological advancement. Then, a little over 3,000 years ago, the Great Sundering fell upon the world. The entire of Solacium exploded, and then in an instant was pulled back into the rough form planet that it used to be. The great supercontinent was shattered into millions of fragments, which were all now held suspended by some arcane means. Some thousands of feet in the sky, some down at sea level or a little above, a little below, some even thousands of feet beneath the waves. There were no more large land masses, with the largest known islands in the realms now only being 3 to 5 miles across. In the coming centuries, the island clusters eventually formed themselves into the nations which exist in the world today, the realms of Iridica. In the wake of the Great Sundering, the sun never rose upon the world again, and no stars populated the perpetual night sky. Instead, a great swirling, colourful borealis of the iridescence filled the sky, casting a dim twilight over the realms. During the years immediately after this cataclysm, these newly fragmented islands were very much isolated, with no sun to gauge what was once east from west, no star constellations to follow. Navigation by skies became impossible, Even the moons of the world now known as Iridica no longer followed any kind of logical orbit, often sporadically turning up from one side of the world to the other in a matter of minutes before lingering for hours before shifting on. With the world shattered, there was no longer a magnetic poles of any kind, which meant that compasses became a thing of the past. The only form of reliable navigation came several centuries later with the emergence of the Lightweavers. With roughly one born in every 10,000 people, Lightweavers are individuals with the innate ability to connect with the very weave of the iridescence itself, allowing it to guide them across vast distances. These individuals are hey, I got quite a long way there without stuttering. um, hmm. Yeah, so each vessel's both skyships and seafaring require a lightweaver on their crew in order to be able to navigate the realms. Some lightweavers are arcane practitioners, but many have no magical capabilities beyond their ability to interpret the iridescence. Each Lightweaver's abilities manifest differently, some in displays of serene beauty, others in ways which will leave a cold chill in whoever bore witness to them. Of course, you can't have Dungeons and Dragons without dragons, and the realms of Iridica are no different. But in these realms, there is only one species of dragon that does exist, and that is the lunar dragon. They are small in size, with the largest adults growing only to be the size of a large horse, although the wingspan and long tail make them seem a little larger still. They are still minuscule compared to the behemoths that patrolled the skies of old. All dragons have hordes, and lunar dragons hoard stories. While adults are generally belligerent, they can be coerced with offers of a good tale, and young dragons can often be found perched atop tavern roofs and ship docks, or anywhere else that they can eavesdrop on passing stories. The world now is in a state of delicate peace. While some of the nations may posture at each other from time to time, there have been no outright hostilities within living memory for most. But it is not a land without hazards. Pirates roam the skies and seas, and beasts can come from all angles. There is fair gold to be made in the life of a skyfarer, freelancing adventurers of the realms, which is where our party comes into it. The story so far, as I said, there is a full session recap in detail in the Discord, however, I will just summarise in brief. Our campaign takes place in the year 3178 AS, that is after the Sundering, with the crew Twilight Endeavour, a skyship of the Skyfarers Guild, the most prominent adventuring guild within the realms of Iridica. Our party, Sparrow the Sea Elf Druid, Erebus the Tiefling Rogue, and Flynn the Faerie Bard, had all signed on with the Skyfarers Guild and been assigned to deckhand vacancies on Twilight Endeavour. As a test of their competence, they were given a basic courier job taking a small package to the Nexus Laboratory, an independent research facility high up in one of the mountainous isles of the Silver Spires. At the Nexus Laboratory, the trio were forced to face and subdue the mutated form of one of the researchers, who had been transformed by a failed attempt at a super serum. Excuse me. After helping the scientists, they were able to take a look at the project notes, seeing that the commissioning party had been redacted, but it was marked with the official seal of the Coral Kingdoms, Sparrow's home country. The head researcher also recalled that the research request was delivered by a man with a storm cloud tattoo on his right hand, a tattoo matching the description of Sparrow's uncle Leon, who had inspired her to become a skyfarer. The months passed, with Sparrow, Erebus, and Flynn becoming full-fledged members of the Skyfarers Guild. The crew stopped at the quiet village of Skyhaven in the nation of Iridica for some shore leave. There they enjoyed the Festival of the Winds, fought off a pirate attack, met two of the elite Iridican Sky Knights, the dragon-riding top forces of their military, one of whom Flynn became quite taken with, and they took a job from a local artificer in the Highfield to retrieve one of her creations lost at sea and deliver it to its intended destination. The Endeavour departed, leaving with a mysterious water genasi woman brought on board by the current captain, Captain Stormwind. A few days into the voyage, the Endeavour came across the wreckage of another ship, the Lady Genevieve, seemingly destroyed by arcane cannon fire from another vessel. They successfully fought off an attack from an ember rock, and the only survivor from the Genevieve, a tabaxi rogue named Tedric, was brought on board and joined the crew. Sparrow, having pushed the captain about the identity of the water genasi woman, was told in confidence that Captain Stormwind planned to retire after this voyage, giving command of the ship to the now first mate Erebus. The water genasi Marin was to be the ship's new lightweaver, a role previously filled by the captain himself. The crew arrived at the settlement of Acre's Lull in the Nation of the Sunken Collective, where they headed out to sea to retrieve Amber Highfield's artifact. They did so, but in the process they had a run-in with the Marrow Reavers pirate faction and their flagship, Leviathan's Grasp. They were able to part ways unharmed, but the Triton captain, Cyrena Vortex, made a cryptic comment about Sparrow's family in parting. Leaving Acre's Lull and picking up some magical coins along the way, the Endeavour set sail for the busy port town of Coral Harbour. The captain declared his retirement and intention to leave the ship and gave the crew some time to process this information. Erebus began to wrestle with the notion of taking command, while Sparrow began to form a friendship with the new Lightweaver Marin. Arriving at Coral Harbour, the captain departed. The crew took some time to relax, bonding over a spa day at Serenity Pools, and Captain Erebus assigned Sparrow, Tedric, and Flynn to new roles on board the ship. And from there, we are ready to pick up our adventure in the town of Coral Harbour, in the nation of the Sunken Collective, in the realms of Iridica. So I will do a detailed recap of the last session for the players' benefits, but before we do that, we are just going to quickly run around the table and we are going to let everyone just quickly introduce their characters. Now this is going to be a little bit unorthodox, but we will start with me. There is a DM-controlled PC in this party because of the fact that as I said, when this started, it was a Daggerheart game, and we all wanted to experience Daggerheart for ourselves, so I created Flynn as my Daggerheart character, and we ended up becoming quite fond of him, so we decided to keep him in the game as we transitioned to 5th edition. So, as well as the DM, I play Flynn Orwick. He is a blue-skinned fairy bard with very beautiful dragonfly wings with hues of various colours that match the skies of the iridescence above. He has short black hair, is very rarely seen without his violin in hand and some kind of finery on. He feels generally like he's a little bit out of his depth at all times. But yes, that is Flynn.
Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm also known as Vampire Bay around the interwebs. And I play Sparrow and Erebus. I am sea elf druid fighter at the moment, and she doesn't think she's out of her depth, but she is.
If you'd like me to, that is absolutely fine. The lovely Tanya here is playing Tedric Lamar. I forgot to hand in gracious opens before we started. Tanya is playing Tedric Lamar. He is a ginger tabaxi rogue with a bit of a extra little beneath the surface lycanthropy, which can make things a little bit interesting from time to time.
Hello, I am Lee. I am playing Erebus, the Ranger Rogue tiefling. Very dark blue skin, Nightcrawler-esque from X-Men, with small horns protruding up from his forehead and leveling with his forehead. Dark clothes, mysterious brooding character and all that.
Cool. So, last session, we began having not long arrived in the town of Coral Harbour. Sparrow had made a quick run to the local Skyfarers Guild depot in the hope of making some kind of contact with her uncle, Captain Leon Verindra, on his ship, the Dawnside. She was not able to do so immediately, but she did speak with the guild hall captain, a gift named Mycelius, who said that he would basically put out the feelers, and perhaps by the next day he might have something for you. The now captain of the ship Erebus took a bit of a moment with the various crew members in turn, promoting Tedric to the role of chief of security, although Tedric was a little bit hesitant to accept that and suggested that maybe it's put out to the rest of the crew to see what their thoughts were on it. He assigned the role of morale officer to Flynn, who he has very much taken to heart. And he did express his intentions to promote Sparrow to the position of first mate. After speaking to Sparrow, Sparrow basically insisted on some element of transparency between the two of you, as Erebus had very much been spending the voyage so far shadowing her as subtly as he could, but not quite as subtly as he could. And was forced to divulge the fact that Erebus previously used to serve on the Dawn side and had actually been assigned to the Endeavour almost as a ringer to just keep a close eye on Sparrow and keep her safe. Sparrow did not take particularly well to that news and rushed off with Flynn in hot pursuit. You guys began to head out into the town of Coral Harbour, where you picked up flyers for the local spa, Serenity Pools. You picked a copy of the local newspaper, the Harbour Gazette, with some interesting articles in there. And you also all found yourselves suddenly holding a flyer with a picture of a black cat with a distinctive white starburst markings on its chest. None of you remember being handed that. None of you picked it up. But for some reason, you all just had it in your hands. You regrouped, decided to go for a spa date to sort of build a little bit of camaraderie, a bit more trust between the crew, and you headed off to Serenity Pools. On the way, Erebus passed by a now dilapidated, shut down, boarded up old tailor's shop known as the Beehive, which prompted some memories from his past, which he went to attempt to bring himself to terms with a little more. The rest of you made your way to the spa, had a very relaxing day.
I want it to be real, though.
Yeah,
Why isn't it real?
it should be. It really should. We did indulge in their signature tidal tranquility massage, which was relaxing even just to describe. And after a very nice day chilling, you returned to the ship. On the way back, Sparrow did a little bit of reef diving to try and find some luminous. I'm trying to remember. I couldn't remember what I called them now. Luminous veil oyster pearls, which are pretty but not particularly uncommon and thus fairly worthless. But they do have a nice aesthetic to them. You managed to find a couple, but there were a pair of Triton children who were already out pearl diving and had basically helped themselves to the lion's share of the offerings.
I'm trying to see how much money I've got to buy from this.
And on your return to the ship, the local postie from the Skyfarers Guildhall had popped in. He brought in, or rather they, being an automaton, brought in a selection of letters. There was a letter for the ship's cook, the dwarf Felin Rolvia, from the village of Skyhaven. There was a letter marked with a seal you did not recognise for your resident quartermaster, the human Jerome Ryder. There were letters for Tedric and Erebus from the Skyfarers Guild, asking for their attendance at the Skyfarers Guild Hall in the town of Frostholm as soon as conveniently possible. There was a couple of letters for Flynn, one from his hometown and one from his infatuation in the Sky Knights. There was a letter for the ship's doctor, the half-elf Azarni's Dwindare, which was on very fine gold inlaid parchment, stamped with a blank seal, faintly smelling of perfume. And there were a couple of No, one item wasn't it? It was one item for Sparrow, which was a little letter slash care package from home, including a few home baked cookies and a letter from the family, just touching base and seeing how everything was. And as the evening wears on the
With the wax seal.
and as the evening wears on the deck of the Twilight Endeavour, the rest of the day is yours to spend as you wish. So, crew of the Endeavour, what would you like to do?
What sort of time of day is it now then?
This time, I mean, it was probably about sort of 5, 6 o'clock in the evening when you set back off from the Serenity Pool Spa. So, at this point, probably getting on for 7, maybe pushing towards 8 in the evening. So, you've still got a good couple of hours of the night left ahead of you.
I might go pedal diving again, if that's alright. If I may.
Yeah, you may do.
Okay, shall I roll? See
Okay.
if I
Yeah, so
see if I find any.
Sparrow goes pootling off back towards the docks.
I don't know that's a 4.
And you do not find any.
I do not find any.
Yeah.
Those
Weirdly,
kids.
this being a town that you haven't been to before and are not overly familiar with, without even realizing it, you actually go back to the exact same dock you went to earlier and back to the exact same reef, and you're just there thinking, who has been here and cleared out? Yeah, unfortunately, you do come back frustrated and pearlless.
Before I go back, is there any sign of those 2 kids anywhere?
Make a perception check for me, please.
Okay. God. She's not very perceptive, guys. Yeah, no, but what about you? That's a 12.
12, you do see a short distance away the faint movement of someone in the water.
Oh dear. Someone in the water. Yes, I was just gonna go like this.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
right,
You go swimming over, and the figure that sort of begins to come into form as you're heading towards it, it is actually a Triton, but this is an older child, so boy, probably somewhere in his mid-teens, maybe 14, 15, and he is actually also adorned with some of these luminous veil oyster pearls, and he doesn't seem to be out doing anything. He is just swimming, just enjoying some time out in the ocean at night.
Okay. So I'm gonna go with him and see if I know my accent.
Okay.
And just
He stops swimming as he sees you approach. He's got sort of short, very dark blue, almost like midnight blue hair, which is just kind of very slightly shifting in the currents above him. Hello.
evening. Your pearls. Dear, are you up for selling a few of them? I've seen a few kids gathering and I've been looking for them. I just need 3. Can I have some of the pearls?
You want to buy 3 of my pearls?
I'll buy 3 of your pearls. How much?
5 silver. Like, as someone from the coast, you know this is, yeah. It's like he is very aware of the supply and demand dynamic in this situation.
5 silver, really?
6 silver?
I mean, I've got to have you take it, but I look like a tourist.
Well, yeah. I haven't seen you before.
Do you know everybody in this town?
Well, not everyone, but I know the locals. I know no one goes bloody swimming for pearls at this time of night.
People do if they've got a reason to, kid.
That sounds like a tourist thing to say.
Probably is a bit. Okay,
7
fine.
silver.
Do you know what, kid? Just because. Here's a fucking gold. Just.
See, his eyes just.
Yeah, do you know what? I know what it's like to be a kid in this sort of place. Get yourself out, get yourself on a ship, get yourself out doing something else. 3 pearls, please.
He takes off his beads from around his neck and just pulls 3 of them off and hands them over.
Much obliged. Good evening.
Pleasure doing business with you. I got more if you need them.
No. I put them away in my bag. Can I also have a look around for a really nice piece of driftwood?
Ooh, okay. Yeah, that is going to be an investigation check.
I got a
being a well-maintained docks, this is going to be quite a high
natural
DC.
20.
Okay. Yeah, with a natural 20, how big a piece of driftwood would you like?
It's only like, just needs to be about that much. A little bit spare
Yeah,
just in case I
almost
fuck
as
up.
if it's manifesting from your own desires and imagination. You just see, because the thing is, a lot of the skyfaring vessels are generally made out of arrowwood, which is by its very nature lighter than air. So driftwood is surprisingly hard to come by. But as you're sort of starting to look out for it, you actually see on as one of the docks is sort of stretching out, just above the water level, but underneath the dock, you just see something just clattering about there. And yeah, you do find this very perfect, pristine piece of polished arrowwood.
Oh no, I just don't need to fuck this up. And I just put it in my bag and head back to the ship.
Okay, so you are returning to the Endeavour.
I am.
Sparrow, sorry, I'll get you right in a minute. Erebus and
Mhm.
Tedric, what would you like to be doing while Sparrow is off pearl diving?
Well, you want to go first?
Would I go into the pleasure house
You
of the
may,
town?
very much so. You are, as we have established, this is not Tedric's first time visiting Coral Harbour, and you do know your way around very well. So, just bear with me a second while I get. Okay, yeah, so you head your way into town towards the Velvet Haven. Now it is getting later in the evening. There is more of a, not exactly a crowd, but more of a sort of steady procession of folks kind of heading in and heading out. Um, and as you enter, you walk into this very large, lavish, open. To call it a tavern area would be to do it a little bit of disrespect. It's like it is very, very well decorated, well maintained. The tables are all polished to a perfect shine, not a scratch on them. There is a large bar sort of stretching up against one wall in the far left corner as you enter, and a very sort of large stage upon which there is currently a beautiful red-skinned tiefling adorned with gold jewelry who is just performing a very captivating song on stage. There is a green-skinned half-orc woman, sort of long black hair, very sort of flowing blue silk dress with like a plunging neckline, and she is kind of stood fairly close to the entrance, just welcoming folks as they come in.
Do I know this woman? Because I've been to this town before, haven't I?
You have, I believe we established last session though that you had not been to the Velvet Haven
Of
before.
course,
We
yeah.
said that you were aware of its location and you'd been past it, but you hadn't been in. I would say make a history check though.
Two. No.
Sorry, in like 3 more rolls, you're going to get a natural 20.
Yeah.
Oh.
She could be anyone.
Okay. So is
Lost me
Flynn
notes.
and
Lost me
Erebus with
notes.
me?
Erebus and
Nope.
No.
No,
No,
you are.
Is Flynn with
Well,
me?
so, nope.
Oh, I'm on my own. Okay.
Oh,
Walk towards the door, towards the half orc woman.
okay, bear with
I
me 1 second.
Yeah.
Right, I thought I had printed out my list of accent prompts, and it turns out I don't. I didn't. So I just need to get it back up. All right, I'm gonna.
The GM when they've got a list of accent prompts.
Mm.
That's
Wow.
Yeah, folks in chat, if you can hear it, we're having a hell of a thunderstorm right now. So
It is glorious.
it's free background. So
Yeah. So you approach, and as she's just sort of like holding out her hand and getting kissed as by a tiefling male individual who is sort of walking his way into the into the establishment, she turns her attention to you.
Beautiful.
Good evening, my dear. Welcome to the Velvet Haven. Tell me, how can we assist you this evening? Do you desire to take in the beautiful songs uh, of our wonderful performer? Do you wish to simply imbibe in some of the wonderful liquors we have on offer, or do you desire companionship?
I'm gonna take it all tonight.
Very well. I do enjoy to see an adventurous soul grace my establishment.
And may I kiss your hand?
Of course.
And I'll walk in.
Okay. And there are a number of tables. There are a lot of tables which are currently occupied, but there are a fair few that are easy enough to settle yourself into and find
I'm
yourself a.
gonna go front and centre. Right near the. Is there like a performing stage?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
yeah, I'll go
Okay,
front
yeah.
and centre.
That there is obviously there is a great deal of popularity around their tiefling performer, and the tables around that area are currently occupied. But you do manage to get one sort of a row back. You've got a very good view of the stage, but you are not quite at the front where you exactly wish to be. As you sort of sit there, you are very quickly approached by a short individual, male halfling, pale skin, very sort of typical halfling, sort of short curly brown hair. He's wearing sort of a very fine white silk shirt and a brown pressed suede waistcoat, and he comes shuffling over. There he is. Uh, hello. Good evening, good evening. Welcome to the Velvet Haven. My name is Jorlan Swiftfoot. May I get you something to drink?
Yes, please.
What
May I
would you
have
like?
your finest fruit? Whatever you've got. What do you suggest?
Oh, well, goodness me. Um, let's see. We do have um. Now, if you want something very special, we do have. I mean, we've got a lot of we got plenty of ales, wines. We obviously have our local rum brewed here at the Coral Distillery. But if you want something very special, the velvet, velvet elixir. That is a special
That's
cocktail which is actually the signature cocktail of our Mistress Yvelda, and he gestures towards the half orc. It's her little of choice.
yeah, I'll take that, please.
Very well. Make yourself comfortable. I'll be back in a short while.
Is it blue?
Yeah, it's got a bit blue in it.
Yeah, he comes back a few minutes later. You see him sort of scuttling over to the bar where there is a half elf. Seems to be the sort of mixologist for the Velvet Haven, who is kind of hard at work, kind of mixing assorted drinks. And as Jordan goes over to hands over the order, she sort of gives him a curt nod, and he heads off to another table and she begins mixing your drink, and eventually comes back, and he returns with this very luxurious looking cocktail. It's served in a crystal glass. There is a deep burgundy hue shimmering under the soft lighting of the lounge. As he sets it down in front of you with a coaster underneath it, he just pulls a small glass vial out of his top pocket and just drizzles a thin mist of edible gold dust over the top, creating a sort of sparkling effect.
Nice.
Right, that one will be two silver pieces, please.
Yes, of course. Do I have enough silver for this?
I mean, don't worry, we can change gold if that's what you need.
I can't find it.
Should be on your second page, somewhere in the bottom left section, I believe.
Is that my money there?
I think so,
Yep.
yes.
Yes. Yeah, I'll hand it over.
Okay. Enjoy.
You say three.
2.
That's average. Should be-
No. This is gold pieces right there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, you're just looking at it.
Oh,
6 silver.
I have
No,
no
two
silver,
silver,
so
two
I've
silver.
got
Gold,
2
2
silver.
Two silver. That's right, 1 gold is 10 silver, so knock 1 gold off and then add 8 silver. Yeah.
That's more than only one weakness.
Because Tedric is quite a free spirit. He is also schizophrenic. He's going to have a conversation with himself of like, do I trust this drink? Do I just go for it? I trust it. I'll go for it. Just take a small sip.
Okay. As you take a sip of it, the first thing that hits you is a rich, warm taste of dark rum with a very deep, robust flavour, which is then balanced off with a sort of blackcurrant flavoured creme, which sort of balances that out nicely. And then after that, there is a sort of tart hint of lime juice with vanilla syrup just sort of coming through at the end, balancing it all off, just giving it a sort of subtle complexity that lingers in the palate. It is definitely worth the 2 silver that you paid for it.
Okay. Does it come in bottles?
No, I'm afraid not. That's it is a cocktail, so it's obviously where it's a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So yeah.
I'll stick with this now, and maybe you can join me later.
Well, I have other tables to attend to, but you can always call for me if you require another drink.
Okay. Yeah, just to sit back and enjoy the music.
Okay, so Tedric is basking in the music of the lovely Seraphina Bright song, as Sparrow is diving for extortion. Erebus, what are you up to?
I would call everyone on the deck if they're all available, but considering 2 of the crew are
I'm here, Captain.
excellent.
But Flynn is just very eagerly just. Oh, wait a minute! Wait! Let me just. Wait, sorry, that's just me checking my spell slots.
Oh no.
No, I can't do ascending. Sorry, I can. Oh no, no, sorry, I can't. I can't. Oh, I'm just the worst. I.
So
Are you gonna fire me?
no,
Oh, are you docking my pay?
no.
Right.
Would you send Mr. Ryder though, or not to him,
Right. Now,
if he's available? If not, it can be done in the morning.
are you available? Yes.
Okay.
He's available.
Okay.
You said you wanted everyone together, so.
Yes, but a couple of the crew I think are indisposed at the moment, off doing whatever it is they're doing. Mr. Ryder, can I speak to you in my cabin, please?
Of course, you may. After you, Captain.
Okay.
And
Go into the
so,
cabin and sit down and
Jerome,
have a chair.
Jerome follows you in, sits himself down. Jerome is human male, in his somewhere in his middle ages. He's probably late 40s, early 50s. Dark brown skin, sort of very short, tightly curled black hair. He is, as a general rule, he is usually dressed very neatly in fineries, and he is a very methodical man. It's very easy to see how he fell into the role of stuff. Yes, Captain.
I being a new captain and being as young as I am, Erebus only being 19.
Wasn't going to say anything, but let's be honest, age means nothing in this profession. So,
You being a former captain, and I do not want to pry into what happened with that, because I don't know much, but I know there's a personal thing that happened. Do you have any
Appreciated.
advice for a new captain?
He sort of looks over your shoulder at the shelves where the ship's logs are stored, where Captain Stormwind always kept a bottle of quite fine rum and a couple of glasses on there, and you can see he is sort of like looking at that while he's running it through in his mind for a moment.
If I do notice that, I've got the bottle.
Make a perception check.
Perception. Perception's pretty good. That is so 19 on the dice. And
Oh yeah, you
it's-
definitely notice.
Yeah. Okay. Then I'll go get the bottle. And I'll just hand him the bottle. You know, that's yours.
Pours himself a glass, takes a very sort of slow sip. He says, "A good crew should be like a family, and on many occasions, that can be the literal case, not just figurative. And as a family, it is your job above all else to take care of their well-being. A crew can't gel unless they know that the captain is not just one of them, but is the one that they can turn to at all times, no matter how dire the situation gets. So my best advice for you, don't distance yourself. Make sure that they know they matter to you. Otherwise you will find yourself without a crew. Or worse still, you will find yourself with a crew that doesn't have your back when the situation is at its most dire.
How do I do that?
Well, I'd say be yourself, but I don't think that's quite your forte, is it? Just try and connect with them. I spoke to Azanis after you all got back from the spa, which I kind of regret not going with you now, but that's on me. And from what I understand, you've spent most of that sort of bonding exercise in seclusion, which sort of defeats the point of crew bonding.
Yeah. I guess I just have trouble connecting with people. I don't know what to do or what to do about that or how to go about it.
Just talk to them.
Hmm.
They're not monsters. They're not some kind of weird abstract creatures. They're all just people. Even Rhodesia.
Hmm. I think she probably personal board I can probably relate to the most. Also, I don't know if you know yet, but I was thinking of making Sparrow my first mate and Tedric head of security. What are your thoughts on that? Do you have any objections?
Well, I don't particularly know much about Mr. Lamar at this point, so I neither object nor would endorse it. But you have obviously spent more time with him than I have, so I will trust your judgment. As for Sparrow, that is, it's funny if you were anyone else but yourself, and do not take that the wrong way, I would question the wisdom of appointing someone so hot-headed into a position of such responsibility. But given your very stoic nature, I think maybe she might add the balance that this ship needs to function. Just don't let her run roughshod over you.
Hmm. Thank you. You can go if you like.
Thank you. Just quickly, while I do have you here, just on the matter of the ship's ledger, um, let me just quickly check that. I know that we do have enough on board for sort of our current operations. The obviously the job of distributing the ship wealth very much lies with the captain. Captain Stormwind always had an arrangement that when there was a job which the entire crew was involved in, any monetary rewards there would be an equal share for everyone in the crew, and one extra equal share for the Endeavour to obviously keep us stocked with medical supplies, food, ship repair items, etc., etc. As it currently stands, we have 4 days of supplies on board with enough gold for a further probably 6 or 7 weeks. So things are by no means dire at all. But
if things need replenishing, feel free to use the funds necessary.
Oh, well, that is very much what I intend to do. That is what they're for. But I just want you to be aware that those funds are not going to last forever, and the ship and the crew are going to need paying as and when the time comes.
Yes. I'll be going to the Seafarers Guild in the morning, maybe pick up another job. I know we're halfway through the job already, but maybe we can pick up another one, finish that one. Yeah, it's okay.
Thank you for the talk, Captain.
Okay, and don't forget the bottom.
Oh, thank you. So yeah, he heads back out.
Sparrow returned.
Yeah, I think while this conversation was going on, Sparrow would be getting back.
It's just sort of dripping wet on the deck and just kind of like throwing a coat back on and everything. And
Oh, and have you been fighting pirates again?
No, Flynn, I've been looking. I've been busy, Flynn. Are you alright?
I'm fine. Why are you like that?
Why don't I what?
You're all like you've been in the water.
I'm not in the water.
Why have you been in the water?
Because I'm looking for seashells, Flynn. I'm allowed. I'm an adult.
What?
I can go swimming. You can go swimming. Would you like to go swimming, Flynn?
Did you bring me one?
Would you be sad if I hadn't, Flynn?
No.
I'll make you something, Flynn. I'll make you a present.
Is it for Erebus?
Is Marin around? While this conversation's happening?
Perception.
Oh God, what's he going to say? Natural 20. Because it's Marin, so of course she knows exactly where Marin is.
You did kind of clock on your way back on board that Marin is sort of stood towards the prow of the ship, just sort of leaning on the rail, just looking out across the town.
So as soon as he said Erebus, I kind of glanced at Marin. No, Flynn, why would you ask?
Did you ask him out earlier?
No, Flynn, I did. Flynn?
I'm very confused.
Flynn, how would you like to be educated and not confused anymore?
Oh, right, I can do that.
Okay,
I'm good
we're
at
going to go to the
things.
brothel tonight.
Oh,
yes,
right.
Because I think there's some things you and I have to get very, very clear. All right?
I have a girlfriend.
Yes, I do. You have a girlfriend. They have a very nice, entertaining thing there, and I'm sure about. This is fun. But you need to know what my preferences are, Flynn, because you're getting in the way.
Oh no.
I love you, but you have misunderstandings, Flynn.
I'm supposed to be the morale officer.
And this is why I need you to understand things, Flynn.
Right.
Because morale is great. Morale needs to be kept very,
I
very,
like
very
morale.
high. You're stressing my morale out, Flynn.
Oh no. That's the opposite of what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yes, Flynn.
Ah,
So you and I,
ah.
we're going to go to the brothel because apparently, breathe. It's all right. So, honey, calm down. Just, no one's mad at you. Just have a minute. So good.
Okay. Okay.
So
Okay.
Flynn, Aga, not a boy.
Right.
Okay? Do you understand what that means about my preferences, Flynn? And why I would not be going after Erebus?
Is that why you broke up with Aga? Because he wasn't a boy?
Oh, it's a good job you've been brother, Flynn. Those romances you're always reading.
Oh, they're really good.
Are all of them? Is it always men and women together, Flynn?
Yeah. I mean, sometimes there's like men and women, but obviously that's just like being friends with each other, obviously.
But if they're in a romance book, Flynn, that doesn't make them. No, it's.
You can see like the gears slowly turning in his.
Flynn, you know what the men and the women do together? If you put a man where the woman is in that situation, they're doing the same thing, Flynn. And if you take the woman and you add another woman, they're doing the same thing. Do you understand,
How would
Flynn?
that even work?
Now, this is not a conversation you should be having with your sister, Flynn. Do you know what? Do you know what? How about you use that sending spell tomorrow and you ask your mother? How's that?
So yeah, I can do that.
Yeah. You send your. Do you know what? We're not going to go to the brothel, Flynn, because I feel like it might kill you at this stage. I feel like your wheel of minds might just. So,
Okay.
Flynn.
So where are we going then?
Well, I did plan on the brothel.
Oh.
Gonna look at Mara again. See what she doing.
She's just still looking out over the town.
This is not a conversation to have on the. Do you know what, Flynn? Actually, I do need you as my brother.
I'm getting very mixed messages here.
Do you know what? You're stressing me out. I'm gonna go talk to Erebus.
Okay.
Okay. You understand? No romantic connotations, no attractions, no romance.
Right.
Just because he's a man and I am a woman does not mean I'm gonna jump him.
He's very handsome.
You think so, Flynn?
I think you'd be a good match. But that's just me. It's okay.
Do you know what? I was thinking about telling you some things, but now I worry about what you'd say if I told you certain things. So we're going to go into Erebus's office right now.
Right.
Because he has not been honest with us, Flynn.
Are you sure?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Me and him had a conversation. He's here to watch us, Flynn, for Uncle Leon.
Well, of course he's watching us. He's the captain. It's his job.
Before he was a captain, Flynn, he was sent here by when we first met him.
Yeah.
First time we met him, we went on that mission together, if you like, with all the people in the lab. Yeah. He wasn't there to deliver parcels, Flynn. He was there to spy.
There was some very low morale on that job.
There was some very low morale. There's very low morale on this ship, and we need to clear some things up before we can address the morale on the ship.
Okay.
So you and me, we're going to go talk.
Wait, those things from the lab aren't on the ship, are they?
No, Flynn.
Oh.
No, Flynn. But Erebus was not with us then because he was our friend. He was with us because Uncle Leon didn't think we were capable of being here, Flynn.
What if he was here because Uncle Leon thought that we needed an extra friend?
He didn't bring him as a friend.
Oh.
This is what we need to ask him about. We need to find out what he knows, why he's here, and if he's lying to me. Again.
Right.
So, are you going to come with me as my brother, or would you rather go below decks and write another letter to your girlfriend?
Sorry, I'm going to do a sending to her in the morning, so.
Do you want to come with me, Flynn?
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to go see the captain. Come on, Flynn. You can have a drink when we get there. He's got some really nice rum that I spotted on the shelf, so We'll have a nice glass of rum and we'll all be civil.
At which point you see Jerome exiting the cabin with the bottle of rum in hand, and Flynn just sees it and goes, "Oh."
Okay, well, there aren't going to be any rum, Flynn, but let's just go see the cabin.
Okay.
As we go past, so, Jerome, you alright?
I think so.
Occasion that requires a little bit of extra,
No, I'll give him the captain.
Alright, he's running then, that's good. Alright then, we're about to pop in there and, I don't know, have a conversation, I guess. Don't come calling if you hear screaming. It's only the captain while I chop his balls off, but, you know, it's fine.
I might have a spell that can help with that.
Good boy, Flynn, keep that in your back pocket. I just kind of, I don't even bother knocking, I just go straight into the office. Captain? Feel like we've got some things to discuss.
Okay, take a seat.
Flynn's here as well, he's got some questions. Well, Flynn's probably going to be more of an observer.
We have lots of questions.
Not necessarily about the things we're going to be discussing, but...
Oh, no.
So,
Okay.
I've agreed to the first night,
Mm-hmm.
but all I know from you now is that you were sent by Captain Valinder
Yes.
to watch us. But what does that mean? How long were you with him? What are his plans? Did you have any idea about anything when we went to that lab?
The task he gave me was to try and keep you out of trouble as best as I could. Keep you alive.
That's very vague.
That was pretty much it. Just to...
So you're a stranger then, like he turns around and he hires.
No, I did serve under Captain Revenger.
So you're on his crew, is what you're telling me.
Before the Endeavour, yes.
He doesn't give up his crew like that. They're his family. He does not. That crew, you don't just walk away from that crew. So who the fuck are you that you join the Dawn side of all the ships in this fucking place? You are the one who gets to go into my uncle's crew.
That's the ship that her uncle's the captain of.
It's French.
I'm helping.
You are clever. It's good time for support.
Yes.
I'm a morale officer.
Yes, you are. You're helping me. You will say that does make me feel better. So, how do you become a member of your illustrious crew of the dark side?
I owe him my life.
Well, that's a story I've not heard.
I should be dead, and he saved my life.
He saved Flynn's life here. Flynn.
He did. I had my mother and my father. It was great. Well, it wasn't that great because we were on a ship, and then the ship was like not being in the sky anymore, and we were like, "Oh no, we're all gonna die." But then, yeah,
So,
I was only like very wee, and then he came along, and he's like, don't worry, we're here to save you." And then he went and kicked Sparrow out of her bed, and she was angry.
it's fundamentally baby brother, I'll tell you that. So I'm guessing that yours wasn't a nice cozy little story about finding you and your family in the sea and bringing you to a nice cozy other family where you become family, unless you are the one-side family, which would make you mine too in a weird way. So this is why I'm trying to find out who the fuck you are.
He saved my life.
You keep saying that, I'd like
And-
specifics. Captain, with respect.
I don't think you're actually being respectful. Insight check. 14.
I'm not being respectful, Flynn. In fact, I'm being kind of intimidating, Flynn.
Oh, right. Okay. Carry on.
Well,
I was one of the crew that, in a way, was explainable, but you trusted enough to.
no. See, you're not answering the question. How did he save your life? What were the circumstances? Paint a picture for me. Pretend that I'm as changeable as that if I need some information that is very specific. You like a story, don't you, Flynn?
I do.
There we go. This one might have romance in it, Flynn. It might have excitement. It might have a lot of different things in it, Flynn. We need to find out.
Should I go and see if
No, Flynn, we're staying here. We're just us.
okay.
So, okay. Erebus is about to start talking, aren't you, Erebus?
The captain of the ship. I don't have to tell you anything that I want to. But seeing as I would like you to be the first mate of the ship, and I want your trust, I will tell you.
Right then.
He spared my life.
He spared your life. Now, there's a different thing to saving it. Why was my uncle in a position to do such a thing?
Because he's far more compassionate than I think you give him credit for.
Why were you in a position to have your life spared? Because now I'm starting to think you're a pirate. Now I'm starting to remember back to those poor souls that were executed in front of the Twilight Knights. Did you feel a little bit more than compassion for them? Were they family?
Did you used to be on the Leviathan's grasp?
Did you used to be on the Leviathan's grasp? That is a very good question, Flynn. Is there another reason why Vortex spared us that day? Is it you?
No. You say that.
Insight check.
Two.
That's a 12.
Oh, 23.
What was the question again, sorry?
Insight. I want to know if you're a pirate, dude.
Were you a member of the Leviathan's grasp crew? Make a persuasion roll.
Persuasion, yes, straight 12.
I think he's telling the truth on that one.
So then what are you? If you're not a pirate, and my uncle has spared you.
I'm usually the person that is sent to do the execution.
And why, then, was my uncle in a position to stay?
Because I was
Wait, before you answer, you need to tell me if I need to be putting my swords out the door. Do I need to be putting my swords out the door, Captain?
I can hold it for you if you want.
This is up to him, then. Do I need to be not within grasp of my swords?
No. Because I think your uncle, if your uncle wanted you dead, you'd be dead.
I'm not
And
worried about
wants
me.
he wants the opposite. That's why he sent me.
I'm talking about killing you for what you might have tried to do to my uncle.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Can I do an intelligence check to see if I'm grasping the situation here? Or would you rather I do not?
I would say no, similar to the other week, where it's like you wouldn't have a way of confirming or
Yeah.
one way or the other. So again, it's what Sparrow is making of this is entirely up to you, but I wouldn't say that there'd be any purpose in a roll for it.
So you finish the sentence you were about to say. He spared you because
I was sent to kill him.
you were there to kill my uncle.
Yes.
Why?
I don't always know the reasons why I'm sent to kill anyone.
Wait, Wait, I've recently learned that sometimes, you know how like men and women like each other in a special way? Apparently, like sometimes women and women do that, and sometimes men and men do that. Did you used to be like involved with it with were you like each other's
No, no, Flynn.
oh I thought he was onto something then.
Flynn, honey, we've got to have a conversation about age appropriate. No, Flynn. Uncle, no. He's like,
Okay.
about my uncle. God, maybe that's why. No, actually, we let me kill my uncle because he made a move on you. Yeah. I gotta ask these questions. Okay.
Flynn takes out a little notebook and just starts writing this down.
I was sent there to kill him. I found there's reasons, but I'm not privy to them.
Oh, come on. You cannot get away now and told me this. Who sent you to kill my uncle?
I guess you would call
It was Aga!
Honey, my ex is not.
No,
My ex.
I'm just gonna be quiet, I think.
It's alright.
From was it about a year, wasn't it? This was on the
Yeah.
For about the year that was on the dawn side. From I gather, the entire crew was loyal to your uncle.
I know that.
And after he spared my life, so was I. Because if I wasn't, he would kill me.
Seems like you know more about my uncle than I do. I'm starting to wish you hadn't given that runway. So you didn't kill him?
No.
You tried, and you failed to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
You know he's like a father to me. More than a father than my father ever was to me. And you're just sitting there telling me that you... And would you? If he hadn't stopped you, would you have killed him?
I was unashamed.
But if you had been, would I have gotten a letter, what, 2 years ago now? Would I have gone with the dawn side that come into Harbor one day and just brought his body with it? And you somewhere with his blood on your hands? Is that what you're telling me, Captain? That is a 3. She is very distracted. That would be an 8 total. Tell me at this point why I shouldn't be taking these swords that you probably should have told me to leave outside. And not just make sure you never get the chance again.
Erebus, make a perception check.
That's 19 on the dice, and plus 9, so 20, 21? Yeah.
If you would care to.
Oh, okay then.
Go.
What's this?
That was
That's a lot of dragon.
Okay. Ominous.
Yes, yeah.
Yes, if I was as skilled as to kill him, I would have completed the contract.
Contracts, now there's one. Contracts is that's not random people sending anybody to kill him. That's
I read a book. It was called The Contract of the Heart. Is that anything to do with that?
lend me the books and I'll tell you.
Okay.
So many questions there. So many questions.
I don't have all of the answers.
No, but you've got plenty. I'm learning a lot. So, if I did, and she draws both thistles, I use these now, would you like me? Is the
Oh,
question.
as you reach for your swords, they're not there.
What the fuck did you do?
You see Flynn just a few feet away, just hugging them.
Flynn? Flynn? Are you not hearing what he's saying, Flynn?
Yeah,
I'm giving you my fucking sword back, Flynn.
I'd rather not. Look, I don't really know if he's a good person or not,
Not
but
Flynn.
he's been good to us so far,
Has he?
and all I think so. I mean, I'm still alive, and you're still alive. And remember when, like, the big fish man tried to kill us, and he was just like, "Ah," and you got a spear in your chest, and then there was blood. Right, there was lots of blood, and he didn't like it. And
I know I'm not alive now, in spite of what he was doing, Flynn. Have you not seen the fucking stuff?
so was
He tried to kill our children. He tried to kill Leon.
And I didn't.
I would like to produce like in my hands. And I'm standing up now, I'm not sitting down.
Flynn is going to use
Oh, come on.
one of his second level spell slots,
Right.
and you watch as his diminutive, like 2'6" fairy form just suddenly grows and doubles in height. So that's only makes him like 5 foot exactly. So he's still actually shorter than you, but he's just like, "Don't, please don't do this."
Why are you picking him over Uncle Leon?
No,
Why?
look, because despite all of the stuff that's gone on, I kind of have enjoyed our time on the ship, and we've just lost a captain, and I don't want us to lose another captain because
He captained Flynn. He's a fucking assassin. He's just admitted it. He's not here for any
I
reason
am not an assassin anymore.
anymore, Flynn. Do you
exactly.
trust this? Do you look at him right now and just say to me, do you trust him not to try to kill us or trying to use us to get close to Uncle Leon?
Your uncle spared my life because of my skill set.
And what the fuck does my uncle have to do with an assassin? What does he need an assassin for?
Actually, quite the opposite. Because I know how assassins work,
Oh, you need a fucking assassin to watch his knees.
to try and keep you out of trouble,
To try and keep me out of...
keep you alive, because I can see potential dangers
You can see.
that you might not see.
Do you not understand what any of this means to me? You don't fucking get it. He doesn't fucking get it. He's my brother. He doesn't even...
I think
It's fine, fine.
I think you justly underestimate the dangers of the world out
Oh, because I know fuck all, don't I? I'm
No.
just a fucking child playing at being a sailor because I wanted it for a fucking time.
there. Maybe your uncle is overprotective.
I'm starting to think it's more than that. I'm starting to think he's the reason I've not managed to leave my fucking village until now. I'm starting to think he's the reason I couldn't find a fucking ship for
If
2
you
fucking years. I'm starting to think that he is the only reason I am still...
think of it this way, Captain Villinger, your uncle, you're like a daughter to him.
That doesn't give him the right.
What would you do to protect your daughter?
You have a daughter? Is that the father?
I mean, she fucking tried, Flynn, but... When I'm about to think that if I was a parent, I would let my children find out who they are. I would let them achieve what they have dreamed of their entire lives, and I would not. I would never send anyone like you to a girl. I need
think
some
he's-
time, Captain.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe don't be announcing that you have a first mate just yet, because there's a very good chance that unless something very specific happens to keep me on this ship, that I won't be going the next few days before we depart. Evening, Captain. Flynn, give me my stockings. I'll be taking much of the crow's nest, Flynn.
So are we not going to the brothel then?
No, Flynn.
No.
I'm going to stay and have a little trip with this ship, because there's a good chance the crew don't know they're sailing. And I actually care about the people on this crew.
Maybe you should talk to your aunt.
I'll leave.
I feel I may have failed slightly in my duties. I will try and do better next time, Captain.
Flynn,
Yeah.
you didn't fail.
I don't think that Sparrow's got much morale left.
Okay, maybe. Sometimes you can do nothing wrong and still not get the result you want.
This is not how things go in my books.
Quite often, life does not reflect what happens in books.
Are you coming to the brothel?
No.
Okay. Good night, Captain.
Good night.
I would like to be up in the crow's nest, just tearing away at that wood.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing. Shut up! I'm whistling.
Yeah, you are. Meanwhile, Tedric, how are things going over there?
I think I'm just
So how
drinking while this
Okay.
is happening, and
you still on the velvet embrace, or are you
no, I've been
mixing things up? Okay, let's see.
Oh, hell I know.
Yeah, let's see what else we've got that you can. Yeah, so after your first velvet elixir, Jorlan returns, says, "Oh, well, I'm glad to see that's gone down very nicely. What would you care for next? Would you care for another elixir? Would you care for something a bit stronger, like brandy, rum, whiskey, or maybe a wine, an ale? We have stuff for every palate at our bar."
have you got any dark rum?
Oh, we do. In fact, you would know. I didn't mean to click on that. That Coral Harbour actually has its own rum distillery, um, which I would have had on the screen had I not just accidentally clicked. And it is called. There we go. A locally distilled dark spiced rum called Tempest's Embrace.
Oh, I'll have a glass of that. Sorry.
Sounds pretty,
Yeah, certainly. I tell you what, seeing as you seem to be sort of settling in for the duration, would you like us to open a tab for you, or would you like to just sort of pay as the drinks are coming?
I'll open a tab, please.
Tab. Okay. So let's see. You've already paid for your velvet elixir, so that's sorted. So would you care for a single, a double, meat on the rocks, dash of water?
Definitely on the rocks.
Okay. You know what? Just gonna throw it out there now. I'm gonna make this one a double on the house. So I'll be right back with that. And he heads back to the bar. You see one of the other bartenders just sort of pours a couple of measures of a dark liqueur into a sort of very ornate crystal tumbler with a couple of hefty ice cubes in it, and returns it.
Okay.
And you Do you take your time sipping it, or are you going to knock it back?
I'm going to knock it back.
What, make a Constitution
And
saving
as I-
throw for me, please.
Okay. I was going to say, as I do, can I puff up? Like
Yeah.
my third puff up? What check, sorry?
A Constitution saving throw.
Oh. So that's a natural 20
Okay, yeah,
with a
you,
+2.
yeah,
That's a 22.
yeah, you knock this back, and you immediately recognise that flavour as this is the rum that was in the velvet elixir that you'd just drunk,
Right, okay.
and yeah, it just sort of goes down. There's a sort of faint burning of, any even like high quality spirits. If you knock it back, it's going to be there's going to be a bit of burning on the way down. But that sort of very strong spice flavor just sort of like fills your mouth in a kind of explosion, and that hit the spot. That was good. All right, that was quick.
I'll take another one of those,
Yeah,
please.
okay. Comes back a minute later.
Sorry.
Okay, make another Constitution saving throw.
Oh gosh. Oh god. 13 altogether.
13. Okay,
Yeah.
this one. It's almost as this one starts to go down. It's almost like the effects of the Velvet Elixir are now kind of catching up,
Okay.
and then stacking with the drinks that you sort of chased it down with. That one's gone to your head a little bit. There's you're still compos mentis. You've still got your faculties, but
How
you don't you don't seem to remember the tiefling when you came in. You sure that when you first saw her, she was quite steady, whereas now she seems to be swaying backwards and forwards
Okay.
on the stage. It's in time with the music, which is quite nice. But yeah, you'd think that someone who obviously sings on the stage every night would be a bit more sure-footed.
Start like trying to make her stop still, but she's moving a bit, and I'm like out of time with it.
Make a dexterity check with disadvantage.
Oh god.
Just general dexterity, so D20 plus your dex modifier.
So that's 4. That's 5. So yeah, 4, 11.
11. You almost manage it, but then like you just blink once and it throws your entire rhythm off. And
Okay.
if anything, you might actually be making it worse at this point.
Yeah, I start getting like seasick, like motion sick, and I want to like leave.
Okay. Jordan kind of comes over and goes, are you all right? Would you care for something like water, something like that?
Um, can I turn a little bit white?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna, yeah,
That doesn't normally happen.
just here, yeah, and my ears start going. And she's like, I need to. I've had a brilliant time.
Right.
May I pay for my tab?
Yes, certainly. 4 silver.
Yeah, gladly hand it over. Although I've only got gold.
Yeah, I can change this one. That's fine. Well, I'm sorry to see you've taken a bit of a turn. But I do hope you enjoyed the drinks and the music. And if you ever feel the desire to return, again, my name was Jorlin, and I would be happy to be your server again.
And your piece of sky cheese. Here's something to remember me by.
Thank you.
And I'm like swaying.
And you start
Yeah.
swaying your way
Yeah,
back out.
that's gotta be in it.
As you exit, you see. Actually, make a perception check with disadvantage in the state that you're currently in.
So that's 12. That's an 11 plus 4, so 15.
15. Yeah, you do see a sitting just in the street, just probably about 20 foot or so away from the entrance to the Velvet Haven. A black cat, a white starburst
Like on the
marking
thingy.
on its chest.
Do I
It
notice
is,
it?
yes, and it is staring at you.
I'm going to follow this black cat like the white rabbit.
Okay, as you approach it, the cat just meows at you once and turns around and starts walking down the street.
I'm going to follow the cat.
Okay, you start following the cat. Sparrow,
Uh,
you are up in the crow's nest.
mm-hmm.
Just behind you.
Look.
Turn around, there is a black cat there. White,
I did not
starburst.
Yeah. So I don't know what this is.
I believe they did show you the file. Everyone else did show you the file.
Yeah. And what the fuck do you want?
And it turns and it starts kind of awkwardly crawling its way sort of down the rigging and then sort of stops part way and turns and looks back at you.
He expected this to come with. Anyway, I would like to cast Speak with Animals.
Okay.
Please.
Yeah. You speak with animals.
No, look. Fucking shit nights. I don't give a shit as to what you're doing here, but what are you doing?
Maybe I can make it better.
I mean, that's an invitation, isn't it?
Follow. And it turns and starts continuing down the rigging.
Here's a question for you. If I follow,
Stops and turns back.
do you mean harm?
No.
So that's just a bit of fun then.
For some.
Because, can I keep my swords? Who else are you gonna?
Let's see.
Anyone else from this ship?
Oh, look, a cat!
I see. Well, now.
Sparrow, it's the cat from the... It's right there! Look! Look, Sparrow!
I turn into a cat and I follow. I don't want to talk to him right now. So yeah, I turn into a cat and I follow.
Okay. Erebus, you are still in your cabin. You hear from outside the window at the rear of the cabin.
Turn around and look at the cat.
Yeah, just sort of perched on the the sort of ledge just outside the window. There is a black cat, like starburst on its chest, just staring, just piercing yellow-green eyes through the window at you.
I'll recognise you from that flyer. What are you doing here?
It hops off and lands on the sort of wooden edge of the sky dock and turns and stares back at you.
I'll shadow step outside.
Okay, you. The cat actually seems to be momentarily taken by surprise at this, but does turn and then starts pacing its way down the dock.
I'll follow it at a bit of a distance, keeping an eye out for any danger or anything that potentially look like,
Okay.
you know.
Yeah, make a perception check, which we'll sort of treat as going forward for this.
14.
Okay.
Things on my mind.
So you would see as you sort of bamf out and start following the cat that a short distance behind you, Flynn comes out following another cat, which seems to be followed by another cat.
Would I work out that the other cat would be Sparrow? Is anything like...
I'd say the fur matches her hair, like pretty vivid red.
Okay, in that case, I'll follow, but I want to be unseen.
Okay, make a stealth check.
Oh, yeah, okay. So natural 20
Oh,
for
yeah.
a total of 30.
Right, well, Flynn
I'm
got an 8. Sparrow?
sorry, we need to roll.
I'm curious to see what happens.
No, that's a 6 on the dice, and
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
my
you
passive perception's like 15 tops, so
And the shadow.
so you blend into the shadows. Okay, and yeah, you begin following your cats. Um,
Are they all going in like the same direction?
they seem to be. And so the two of you follow yours as they sort of wind their way around this sort of tall Christmas tree-like wooden spiral that is one of the sky docks of Coral Harbour. And the cats lead each of you down sort of the main sort of high street area, and then you take a sort of branching off turn down an alley, and then you emerge out of another alley, still back into another area of sort of shops and a couple of residences. Tedric, as you follow your cat a little bit more unsteadily, it sort of also leads you sort of back in the rough direction of the main. It's not exactly a town square, but the town sort of high street, effectively. Um, and you all find yourselves kind of coming together at about the same moment as you kind of head down this one another alley, towards the end of which you see a little shop, um, mostly wooden built. There are a couple of sort of climbing vines on the outside of it, which are sort of obscuring the windows, but there is a light on inside. There doesn't seem to be any signage um, or anything on this shop, and yeah, you do re-encounter each other as the cats kind of
Will I be able
converge.
to still remain hidden
Yeah,
for the moment?
I would say
Just to see what happens.
Tedric, make a perception check with disadvantage because you're inebriated, just to see if you notice Erebus or not. It's bloody unlikely, but you never know.
So 4, 8.
Yep, no one is aware that Erebus is there, except for the cat. Oh, hi Ted,
Flynn?
you all right?
I'm seeing the two of you, not gonna lie.
Oh,
and Sparrow just make like an insight check or perception check just to see, because if she's saying that there's parts of the like for people
right.
that was sort of showing, would we be able to tell?
Yeah, that would be a perception check, I think.
Yes.
Would I notice or?
Make a perception check.
Uh,
Would Flynn notice, for that matter? No, he would not.
it's a 16.
14 again.
So I would say, Sparrow, you do notice Erebus from the kind of distance that you're trying to keep
Yeah.
to sort of keep yourself unnoticed, that you can't quite make out the sort of colour changes. You are still a cat, though.
I am still a cat. I'm sort of going to go a little bit closer to Tedric, sort of on a bit more of alert, especially like if I can, I want to be between him, and Flynn.
Right, you look a bit wobbly.
I am Flynn. I am very, very.
No, I'm Flynn. You're Ted.
Of course I'm Ted.
God, Flynn did drink.
Ted? Your name's Tedric. Is it on the right? Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, I'm definitely Tedric.
Oh, good.
If Flynn's on the ground, the Sparrow Cat is like nudging him subtly away from Tedric a little bit.
Yeah, he does sort of move slightly.
Okay.
Did you see the cat?
That cat.
You turn. There is only one cat there.
Oh, so it's like morphed into like a one.
You didn't see it. So what happened? You just conversed with each other, and when you looked back, there was just a single cat.
Ooh.
Did I know this? From being as far back, do I know
Make
this?
a perception check. I would say before you roll,
Okay.
how much attention would Erebus have been paying to the interaction between Flynn and Tedric?
He's probably more looking for like potential ambushes. Like anyone like
Okay, yeah, I would allow I'd allow it to be a straight roll then. If you were focused on them, I'd have made it a disadvantage.
yeah,
But
and
yeah.
he'd be more looking
Okay, yeah.
for other potential dangers and
No, that's cool. What did you get?
oh well, actually that's rubbish. 11 total.
11. No, you got distracted for a moment, and then there was just one cat.
I still have. Well, I've got talk with animals up for about 10 minutes. Will it still be up?
Yeah, that would have run out at this
Well,
point. Yeah.
okay.
There's inspiration, haven't I? I should have used that. Got about it.
I'm going to use my inspiration.
Wow.
Right. I'm going to drop cat form then.
Okay.
Flynn, you just followed a fucking cat to, like, why?
You did as well.
I followed because I saw you bloody well going, and there's no way in hell I'm going to let you just follow a fucking cat to nowhere.
What would you have done?
Well, I spoke to the cat first, and I found out that, yes, okay,
Oh.
it might be fun, but it might not necessarily
Tedric followed
be
it
fun.
as well, and Tedric's smart.
Okay,
Tedric
Flynn.
understands things.
I'm like licking myself, like, yeah.
Alright. Flynn, what would it take to get you to go back to the ship, Flynn?
The cat.
The cat is staring at you. It's creepy.
It turns around and starts walking towards the truck.
Alright, if you're not going to leave, stay close. Don't take risks.
Okay, it's a shop.
Yes, it's a shop. The creepy freaking cat just led us to in the dead of night, Flynn.
Right.
Or I suppose it's like, what, 9 o'clock? It's o'clock now. It's not like dead of night.
Probably about 10.
Alright, it's still early, really, I suppose. Gosh. Okay. Alright, Flynn. Just stay close. First sign of trouble, if you can do something about it, do it. If you can't, get the fuck out.
Okay.
Alright.
I hope Captain Stormwind's okay. He was going to wait at the tavern first, wasn't he?
I don't think Captain Stormwind did anything except that out of politeness, and I very much doubt he was going to show up for that drink.
Oh. Okay.
Maybe for leisure, had asked him. She is not his daughter, Flynn.
Okay.
Okay. You know those romances you're reading, is there never one about the captain and the first mate having it off? Because if there is, oh, he should be Captain Stormwind.
You're the first mate now, aren't you?
Okay, Flynn, we're going to get something very, very straight right now. I'm very much into Marion. Marion, she's beautiful.
She's quite pretty, isn't
She's
she?
very pretty. She's not a man.
No.
So I like Marion.
She's a lady woman.
She's a lady woman. And I'm a lady woman. And I like Marion. So that's where things are going.
Okay.
So there's no talk for me in Erebus because I know fucking melted him 5 minutes ago, if you remember.
I was there.
Yes, you were. So that seemed like any kind of sexual tension for me because as far as
I
I'm
mean, some of these books that I've read, you see,
okay, we're just gonna not the time.
it's like, the enemies become lovers, sort of thing.
Okay. What do you talk to you about in that then? We're gonna talk later, Flynn. Just for now.
Okay.
I'm gonna follow the cat. Okay?
Right.
Okay. Stay close. Get out of the trouble. Okay.
Yeah, the cat continues walking towards the shop door.
Are you under control yet, Tedric?
No.
Are you?
I think I'm right. I'll put you down if you need to be picked up.
If I get more and more points.
Alright, that's probably not the best thing to do. Just, think happy thoughts and we'll get through the night. It'll be fine. Okay.
Can I, like, grab for Flynn And as I do,
Like
like
a sword.
the white disappears and I turn back ginger.
Okay.
So it's like a
The sword is very much just above your arm right now.
Oh, that's clever.
Flynn, keep close. Keep your eyes on everyone, including if I ask you to. Alright? Alright. What's the shop then? At this point, I think you should fucking fly home, but that's not for me to say.
Oh, okay.
Okay. You're too precious to this world, Flynn. Listen to your sister.
Oh, you can do that.
Alright, apparently I'm following a fucking cat.
yeah.
At least the captain's not here. Follow cat.
I think if we went back home, that would just keep coming back. So we have to do something about this.
We have a nice pet cat, Richard.
Oh,
Yes, he's Flynn is my pet.
Well, you've already got a cat, you've got me.
a little cat.
You don't like me?
He likes the panic and curl up as well.
I'll sit on that. Make her issue, but I'll sit on that. But I'm also very, very fluffy.
You are.
Alright, are we going after the cat or are you gonna flirt? It's been alright. Well,
Okay.
let's hope this is a rave and y'all be booze. Because at this point I'm regretting not going to the brothel, if I'm honest. So, alright, we're going in.
Okay. Yeah, you follow the cat into the shop. As it kind of opens up with the you open up the door with a bit of a creak, and inside there are sort of purple, quite tatty curtains, just sort of hanging on the inside. Which, as you head through those, the inside of the shop is not particularly big. It's maybe 15 feet each way at a push. There's a bit of a ramshackle counter at the back, and there are just shelves just packed with assorted bric-a-brac and knickknacks and just items of junk. It looks like. You do see behind the counter the cat kind of goes over and hops up onto the counter, and behind the counter there is a very, very elderly woman, kind of very much sort of hunched over, skin to sort of faded to the extent that you can't tell if there was any colour there in the first place. It's kind of just a washed out greyish colour. She's sort of got long, messy hair, which in a similar kind of age washed out way, it looks like there may have been some kind of hint of maybe purple or violet in there at some point. Very kind of long, pointed elven ears. And she's dressed in a what probably was at one point quite a nice green dress, but it's very much aged and worn a little bit. Oh, it pets the cat as it jumps up.
Why, hello. You come to the establishment.
No, I would say.
Oh, he's a good lad, isn't he?
Seems so.
Helps me get some customers from time to time.
I mean, we read about this place in the paper, so I was glad to come away on a code as well. So this feels a little bit antagonistic, I'm not gonna lie.
Listen, I'm terribly sorry I was my intention.
Can I roll an insight check?
Would I have got close enough to hear this as well?
Well, that's how close would you have
12.
would you have gotten yourself?
Probably would try to get as close so I know what's going on.
Because there is a front door, the door has shut behind them. So if you're entering the shop, that's one thing. If you're staying outside the shop, she is not speaking at a volume that's going to carry.
Yeah, I probably would try to slip in to the shop.
Okay. You just going in through the front door, or
Yeah.
okay? And are you trying to stay hidden, or are you revealing
I
yourself at
would
this point?
try and stay hidden at first.
Okay, make a stealth check with disadvantage because you're literally walking through a creaky doorway.
Disadvantage. Oh yeah, that's 10. Oh yeah, actually, that's that one.
Okay, yeah. But you from inside the shop, you're standing there and you just hear, and yeah, you turn.
Oh, another customer for me store. Very nice to see you.
Just looking after him. Followers.
Tell me, would you mind giving a wee old lady a moment of your time?
Okay.
Thank you. As the words escape your lips, you feel a sort of tightness in your joints around your elbows, knees. You guys, looking at Erebus, see as the very much youthful, almost like puppy fat, just sallows from his cheeks. His cheekbones become more prominent. The horns actually grow just maybe another inch or
What the fuck you
or so. Just the faintest bit of stubble starts to appear around his face, and the old woman behind the counter, you see as her posture straightens up, the lines in her skin start to close up, and her colour comes back flushing into a more vibrant violet. Her now very purple hair is starting to smooth out as she regains a very youthful appearance of woman in probably her late 20s, early 30s. And she just cracks her neck and says, "Oh, thank you very much for that. Now,
Would we
my name is Nefestra, and allow me to bid you welcome
Wow.
to Thrifty Shades of Fae." And we are going to stop for a break. We are just going to have a few minutes just to sort of catch ourselves, go to the bathroom, and we'll be back in about 10-15 minutes. So stick with us. Welcome back. Okay, so we left off just before the break with Erebus having a number of years, at least, of his life siphoned off him by the owner of this mysterious store, who seemed to use it to rejuvenate herself somewhat, uh, declaring you all to be welcome to her store, Thrifty Shades of Fae.
Just not good. Honestly.
Oh, I wish I could take credit for that. Thrifty Shades of Fae. This is game tea. So we're not even being sponsored by them. I just fucking love game tea. So go and show them some love. Yeah. What are you doing?
Flynn, you don't visit anything in this shop. Just so you know. Alright?
Oh, but he's such a sweet wee man, and I think there's got to be something in the store that you've got your eye on.
There's a difference between wanting something from the store and wanting to do. Not that I'm not. Wow, that was. Thank you. That was very satisfying for me tonight, actually. So I appreciate that.
Well, I am quite glad to have at least been of interest. May I take your name?
No, you may not. But I'll have a look at what you're offering.
I can't blame a girl for trying.
Oh, you can try. Alright, what do you sell?
She just sort of gestures around the shelves where there are just assorted knickknacks. Just a few little bits and pieces I've acquired throughout my years. Some of them are incomplete, some of them a little bit damaged, may be a strong term. But I'll tell you, everything here has a value.
I'm sure it does. Not necessarily monetary, I'm guessing.
Oh, I have little interest in gold and silver and these little paltry things that you folks seem to be so obsessed with day after day. My interest's like more in the abstract.
So I see.
Hmm.
How about you take the lead, considering you've already given something?
Indeed, why don't you take a look, little shadow, and see just if there's something that might take your fancy.
I think you had a full name. How would you know that?
Oh, I have no ease.
You can tell things about people that they don't necessarily want to tell you. Is that what you're hearing?
I don't know, is it?
Tell things about him. What would it cost me to know if... Well, here's where I have to think of specifics, isn't it? I want to know trust. If I can trust that one. If I can serve under that one.
Trust is indeed a fine thing, and something often in short supply amongst those from your So tell me, what would that kind of information be worth to you, Miss Verindra?
Hold on now. You've proven that you can tell things without being told them. How would I go about learning to do that?
I would advise several years of hard work and study at one of the great magical academies.
Don't ask me. I don't have the patience.
I'm very well aware of
I'm
that.
sure you are.
I mean, the other option would be to become a god, but that's
Well.
probably more work, to be fair.
One thing at a time. I've got ambitions that we don't reach that far.
Not yet, they don't. Not yet.
So no, what the people around me are really thinking. Is that possible? Is that something that can be done fast? Something that can be done? Or am I jumping ahead here and crediting you with more power than you've got to the little tricks and mirrors and...
Oh, please, 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 you credit me too little.
Do I now?
Indeed.
I think you should be careful with information.
I think you should not talk to me today. Shadows and names. Easy to see from him, easy to glean from me. Tell me something about my friends here that I don't already know.
I would be
That
happy
may
to.
be just to prove to me that you can do something that I'm willing to pay for.
I'm going
Oh,
to cast a spell.
Casting.
Charm person.
Okay.
If I could charm you into saying something.
You attempt charm person, and she looks at you and just goes, "Now you, of all people, should know that that's not going to work on one of my kind." But I admire the spirit. Now, I have no need to prove anything to you. And let's be honest, after your whole thing with the Goliath, I think you should understand that it's not fair to make people try and prove themselves for their own sake. So
Wow.
why don't you tell me what the information you're after is worth to you, and I will tell you what I think is a fair price.
Well, first, I've got to say bravo for turning that back on me. Bit harsh, but alright. So again, what I'm interested in. Surface levels. Nothing too deep maybe, but enough. I'm tired of not being sure of what's going on around me. Give me a way to trust, if you can, and tell me what it'll cost me.
You just have a quick look through. I mean, it's interesting that you seem to be after such an ability because you desire to be able to trust. But peering into the mind of another, that by its very nature is distrustful business.
And maybe it's not about trust so much as it's staying safe.
Well,
Avoiding being lied to, maybe. Let's say I'm a truth seeker from here on out.
The truth can sometimes get you killed.
It can certainly get you close to being killed now, can't it?
but it can always make things a little more interesting. Well, she pushes her palms together and just sort of twists slightly, and as she moves the top hand away, there is a medallion in the palm of her hand. This wee thing would do what it is that you're after. But as I say, what Is it worth you, little bird?
Well, actually, I'm sure it's a conversation, isn't it? We've asked now. You're a bit vague on the prices you'll take. What is it from me you'd want?
Well, I gather that this is something very important to you.
It's starting to be, I never thought that would be the case.
So in that case, I'm going to need something very important in return. Let's
Well, this is where we name a price and tally it down, isn't it?
indeed.
I kind of look to Tedric, and I just say very carefully to you, the conversation we had the other day. I'm starting to think you and her have something in common. Interesting. I'd like to know more about that. Maybe not now, when we get back to the ship, because it seems like there's a lot of you turning up, and they're a wee bit dangerous.
They are.
Okay.
Well, she looks down at the swords hanging at your belt. Those have seen a lot of action, haven't they?
Recently, yes.
You're someone who revels in the ability to bring your foes to heel in the more violent ways, shall we say.
I'm not very talented in the other ways.
No, you are not. So I will give you this coin in exchange for your victories.
I don't really have that many victories to win.
Not the ones you've already had. Those are worthless to me.
So in exchange, you want the things I might achieve?
The question is, do you want this coin?
It's harder. It's got to be another way.
You want to achieve things
You
yourself.
do not get to talk to me.
See,
No.
you
Get
are
to
going to
talk.
I get more whiter if you keep aggravating that.
This is the
I
kind
am
of thing I'm
tired
trying
of people.
to.
Shush. I am tired of people
Look, it's in
interjecting.
language.
I am telling. I am tired of people interjecting into my decisions, and you're part of that. You're part of that.
You know what I was sent to do.
I do, and that's the problem.
After that, I was sent to try and keep you out of.
Yes, and that's the part I resent. And if you're doing that right now, you need to fucking stop. No one gets to influence my decisions like I'm a fucking child. And my decision now has nothing to do with you.
Everything to do with it.
Everything to do with what I want. No,
The coin is yours.
I appreciate. Yeah,
Well, perhaps there is something else here you might be interested in, but my store is not going anywhere, and I would always welcome you back.
I appreciate it. That's why I talk to my friends.
Of course. You there, Tedric. May I have a word?
Like, stop growling. And the white just flushes from my face, goes immediately ginger. Like, you know how to calm me down. Yes, we may.
Thank you. So, what might the rest of you be interested in?
Sure, as you've noticed, stop itching.
Oh, believe me, you have the scent of my home on you, dear boy.
I need something to help control.
Interesting.
Or help me with my dreams.
It's an ironic thing that you are so bent on control when by your very nature there is nothing that Valverine has in greater abundance. I can certainly see what
So
I've
the
got.
beast has a name? Didn't realise it was that.
Aye, I believe it's called a tabaxi.
You just called it a Balverie.
Oh, sorry, the other one. I shall have a look and see if I've got something which may help you out. And you, little shadow.
One of my languages is untold. So I'll talk to you in untold, and I'll say, how do you know that name? I trust you understand this language.
Why do you? It's not very difficult to get a read on your kind.
What do you mean?
I mean, reading those from your little plane here, it's not even like reading a book, it's so much easier than that.
What can I do to keep my crew safe?
I would probably start by not killing them.
Hmm. This is the opposite to what my job used to be. What can I do to help keep them safe? Is there anything you can help me achieve that?
Well, what do you want to keep them safe from? Beasties, pirates, assassins?
Hmm.
Or perhaps just the whims of fate when you're out there in the skies, and you never know quite when the next wind will pass by and send you tumbling into oblivion.
I don't know.
It's true that the realms themselves are as dangerous as anything that resides within them.
Yes, but I don't know how to keep them safe. I was tasked with keeping at least one of them safe, and now I'm captain of the ship. I feel it's my responsibility to try and keep them all safe, which goes against everything I was trained to do.
It sounds to me like you probably need to start rewiring yourself. Let me see what I've got in my inventory. Or do feel free to chat amongst yourselves while I see what I can do for you.
Was she talking in whatever language he was, or was she talking in common?
She was talking back in Umbral.
I think Sparrow's just kind of looking at the shelves and just looking around and just saying to Flynn, don't touch anything, don't ask about anything, don't even look at her, just maybe leave. I don't know.
Because hence quite a childish thing about him too. I'm just gonna be like, oh, shiny, like pointing out to Flynn, like, look how shiny that one is.
Like, and you don't follow that one, and you don't.
Oh, sorry.
Tries to eat something solid, like, no. Is it square cheese? No.
So many shiny things.
As a cursory glance, would there be anything that would pique Edward's interest?
Not a D100 for me.
D100. So that's so close. 79. Almost 9.
You, being someone who his tendencies have obviously always lent themselves to action over words. In amongst all of the bric-a-brac and bits and pieces on the shelves, what takes your attention is a suit of it's sort of semi-plate armor. It's mostly sort of leather armor, but with metal, a few sort of metal plates on it, polished to a beautiful shine. It's got some very intricate engravings across the chest and the pauldrons. And as you look, kind of glance towards that, Nefestra from behind you just calls over. Ah, you see, that is our nomadic armor. It is very much good at keeping yourself safe. It used to belong to a great sky knight called Sagadabite.
Okay, what does it do?
It's a suit of armor. What do you think it does?
Is there any special qualities it has?
You'd have to buy it to find out.
I'll pass on that one, thank you.
I just kind of say, you see, that's why it's true.
What's this ring?
Oh, God.
Well, that right there is the ring of the perpetual. Little Flynn. You slide that spectral silver ring onto your finger, and you will remain unseen as long as you are not directly looked upon. You can hover in the shadows of a creature's gaze, linger on the very edges of their vision, tiptoe along the periphery to pass invisibly.
So what you're saying is that you can say?
Good. He does tend to draw attention to himself a wee bit, though. And if you're looking directly at him, you may not do much.
Can I like have a look at the shelves and just sort of see what's
Yeah,
around?
roll a D100.
Yeah, yeah. I want to shop.
Is there any other like?
Shopping
Oh,
episode.
Green. You really want to shop this clear? Oh, this shop might be a bit weird, guys.
I know.
I,
I've got a funny feeling about this.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
What does he think? He just had a
It's
growth
like-
spurt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, funny. Puberty.
You
Great.
Balls has just dropped.
Oh, God.
So you walk over to one of the shelves, and there is a thin set of lightly worn curtains just hanging in front of one of these shelves. And as you touch the curtain to push it aside to see what's behind it, it dissipates entirely into a thick, impenetrable mist, which looms.
Is a shoe barney from the adult section?
Hmm?
So I'm asking her, is a shoe barney from the adult section?
No, these are my curtains of mist.
Oh, they're out of security measure,
Hey, they're quite good for if you need somewhere you can sequester yourself safely from whatever might be on the other side. And they will stay that way until the break of dawn, at which point they'll return to their original state.
Interesting. I just want to know everything in this shop now. Just keep rolling. This is great.
Next three
Yeah.
sessions.
I just want to know all the things. I just want to know all the things.
May I spot something?
Roll D100 for me.
It's that one, right?
It's two. You roll. Yes,
Yeah.
roll them both together.
There wasn't any like daggers or anything, was there?
52. That one's hot.
Okay.
Yeah, 52 is better.
52? Okay.
Oh.
You see a small ceramic shaker. It's honestly, it's quite tacky and gaudy. It's in the shape of. It looks like it's supposed to be in the shape of a mushroom, but it looks more like it's in the shape of something else.
I see.
It's a white ceramic. As you pick it up, you can hear it sounds like it's about half full with something. She goes, "Oh, that's a wee little pot of polymorph pepper. Sprinkle a bit to your meal and make any dish a surprise dish."
I'm going to keep looking
Okay.
because this wasn't. Have you smelt it?
What did you roll on your perception?
Not my
Oh, 12.
Well,
Push it down and goes.
Oh, God.
you do for a second
Sparrow would
think.
know about that. Sorry.
You do for a second think that you've spotted a something with a blade, and as you move over to it, you reach for it and you pick up what actually appears to be a silver wide-tined fork. "Oh, that's a fish fork."
Okay. Elaborate.
Would you care to just press it to your lips?
And what will it do?
Hmm?
What would it do if I did such a thing?
You'll find out.
It might be easy for the rest of us. You should try it.
Do you know how tempting it is to call Finn over right now?
Sorry. No.
I just place it back down.
You're missing out.
Oh.
Sense of adventure was
Wait,
the
no.
thing, was it?
Very kill you on the spot.
It
Have
was
you got anything that might make a nice gift for someone?
That depends who that someone is.
There are certain things I really won't tell you now, will I?
Well, if you're not willing to tell me, you're certainly never going to tell her, are you?
Have you got anything that'd make a nice gift?
Let me take a look. I don't think she liked death brushes, no. Um, she is quite a beauty, isn't she?
Please stop talking about her.
And she just almost sort of glides past you and reaches to another shelf and pulls back a beautiful silver hand mirror. The rear of the mirror is kind of embossed with various floral motifs, which almost kind of seem to hum with sort of arcane energies. And as you turn it over, the front side of the mirror is actually cracked perfectly into three segments. And as you sort of lift it up, do you look into it?
Yes, if it's going to be for her, I do.
Okay, you see the top section of the mirror. You see your sort of touch of your eyebrows and your brow and these sort of short shock of red hair. The left-hand side, you see long red hair cascading down, a much more youthful version of your face. And on the right-hand side, you see wrapped with heavy scarring, an eye patch over one eye. Sort of shoulder-length red hair that seems to be braided, and all three of these stare back at you at once.
I kind of give the mirror back. Actually, some people don't like to see what might be. Who will be? You won't tell me about them, will you? Do you
Not
have
quickly.
anything to keep her from being in pain? She's hurting. I need to support you. What can I do?
Uh, perhaps. This one. And she picks up a ring from another shelf, hands it over to you.
What's this one?
This one is a mood ring.
A moving.
Hey,
Her blood hits the deck every day. How is this going to help that?
and all she needs to do is whisper the word bliss into it, and she can have an hour of just being in a state of absolute serenity.
And what would you ask me?
Again, I ask you, what is it worth to you?
You know what it's worth to me.
I do. I want to hear you say it.
It's worth everything to me.
Well then,
That not be the right choice. It's got to be something else.
oh, that's a favor.
Oh, now that's interesting. To be called when? And in what manner?
That is for you to find out then, isn't it? If this really does mean everything to you, then a little sexy favor should be a trivial matter, shouldn't it?
Done. I agree. Is there a way I can test this before I give it to her just to be safe?
Say it on.
Go on.
What emotion, well, the whisper an emotion you would like to be feeling into the ring. Make sure you choose a good one.
Happiness.
As you whisper the word happiness, just this overwhelming feeling of joy just spreads through you.
She just starts to cry and walks out of the shop.
And yourselves?
Have you got a mirror ball in order to see into the future, or in that mirror?
I mean, how much more into the future do you want to see?
How much can you give?
Let me see what I've got. I don't think there's lots of chocolate. What is going to be what you're after? Well, I don't believe I have anything which gives more of a glance into the future. But there's something that lets you see just what is going on back home in the realm of the faerie.
Cause some trouble.
Oh, believe me, I'm counting on it.
Then no, it's not for me.
Just you.
Can you offer something?
What you're asking for? It's a tricksy thing. And I'm afraid that lies even beyond my scope of powers.
Have you got something shiny for our Flynn here? That won't hurt him.
Oh, okay, okay.
I left it out with her. I left it out.
That won't hurt him. Now or ever.
It's a difficult thing to guarantee. He doesn't seem the most responsible type. I'm not going to lie. We could give him the fish fork. He'd probably have a great time with that, but it'd no doubt stab his eye out within the first 24 hours.
Yes.
So I'll see what else I've got.
You've got your books. Because Flynn likes our books.
I do. I do.
A book that, you know, won't come to life as you read it. You know, it's a basic book. That will help him mature with his ideas.
I like you, girlfriend.
I think I have just the thing. She pushes to the back of one of the shelves and pulls back about just under A4 size, a heavy set leather-bound tome inlaid with sort of gold leaves, and this is a serious-looking book.
It's an Necronomicon, isn't it, Rob?
Is the Tome of I do actually have the Necronomicon at home. This, on the other hand, is the Tome of Enlightenment. It's filled with all the mysteries of the multiverse. Very valuable item, if I do say so myself. I like books!
Can I make an investigation check?
Well, you can find out.
Anything we're willing to give us a DM.
Well, if you want to make an investigation check, it has to be there's something specifically that you're
Right, okay.
wanting to glean from this.
Is the book a portal?
Make an Arcana check.
Usually starting. 13.
Brain is the correct amount.
Oh,
Doesn't seem to be. There seems to be a book.
Okay. What's it
Can I have a look?
Wait a minute, Flynn. I'm going to buy it for you. What's it going to cost?
I'll ask you, what's it worth to you? Little part. Everything.
Tell you what, the favour that you've got with Sparrow, I'll be there. For you, not for her.
So, you're telling me that you would be in my service?
Correct.
The book is yours.
Yeah, they shake hands or yeah, whatever.
She kind of awkwardly shakes hand.
I'll give you like a tuft of my fur. It's like a contract like that.
Marvelous. It goes. It is.
we just keep bottling stuff over to you.
That fur might be taken. Make little baby ballerines.
We might need to give you a book on like medieval witchcraft and why would you not? Because I got 2 sisters who
And you.
Do I get a sense of how much time she took from this?
Make an insight check.
Insight, yeah.
Let's see.
Or I'd allow medicine.
I think insight's better. Okay. 22.
You get a strong impression that you've lost about a decade.
So he's 29 now. That was some puberty.
I'm not sure there's anything else you can offer. I'm not sure if there's anything else you can give me or want. Thank you for letting me into your shop, and enjoy the decade you softened for me. It's probably a decade I never would have had anyway.
You would have got that one.
Maybe. I bid you good
Yeah.
night, and I leave.
Absolutely sure I can't touch you. She pulls out from her inside of her dress about foot or so long what looks to be a sheathed dagger with a handle and scabbard of carved ivory with gold inlay.
Interesting dagger you've got there. Does it
It'd
have,
be an interesting dagger you've got there.
does it have any special qualities?
Oh, very much so.
And what would them qualities be?
Well, it's a magical dagger. Everyone likes a magical dagger. A little bit more of a honed blade than you get on something from a regular blacksmith. And it's has some interesting properties for someone of these stealthier leanings like yourself. You She hands it over, and as you take a look, you see that the what you originally took for just a plain but slightly textured ivory hilt and scabbard is actually the scabbard itself is carved in the shape of sort of folded in bird wings, and the hilt is a curved um, bird neck and head, and the gold inlay at the tip of it is actually the beak.
Hmm. Okay. And I'm guessing it looked exceptionally sharp.
Yeah, as you pull it from the scabbard,
Yeah.
there is just like a faint, and the blade itself is also engraved with a sort of feathery motif down the blade. And yes, it is very much sharp.
I know he's not particularly um, thing with magic, but would it be able to do an arcana check or something to try and glean what magical properties it would have?
Well, you would be able to sense straight away that it is a magical weapon. You would need to spend some time basically sat with it and focusing on it to ascertain what exactly it does. Or you could ask Flynn, who has identified.
Is he still there?
Yeah.
Is he still enough?
He's just got his book in his hands and he's just
Okay.
Oh boy.
I'll say to what was her name?
Nefestra.
That's true. So, would you mind if my friend had a look at it?
Persuasion check.
Oh,
Please don't put that on that.
yes. Oh, okay. 18.
I'll allow him to take a look for one strand of hair.
Yeah. And would Erebus have any idea what connotations that would have?
Make a this insight check could be the closest.
So, yeah.
I'm really distracted now. I'm just going to be worried about my person.
Insight is okay. So 20, dirty 20.
You are aware that either blood or saliva or hair or like nails, skin flakes, anything that gives someone of strong arcane leanings a physical connection to yourself has got the potential to go very, very wrong.
Right. I think I'm nuts.
Nicholas, you never wanted to fly?
Sorry?
You never wanted to fly then?
I have a ship. That's right.
Yeah.
Thank you anyway. Come on, Flynn. Let's go.
I got a book.
Very good. Enjoy the decade. I'll leave. And I will
Feel free to come back anytime.
I'll leave and head towards where Captain Stormwind would be if he's still there.
Okay. You would make a history check for me.
There we go. 3.
3. You remember him saying meeting at the tavern. You don't. He didn't say which tavern, and you don't particularly remember hearing anybody mentioning the name of a tavern in town.
I'll see him tomorrow. I'll own a couple of drinks. I don't believe it. I'll go to the ship. Come on, Flynn.
Okay.
Don't do anything silly. And where did you leave before?
No, I'm the last one to leave.
I would have called you if I saw you in there. Also,
I mean, you left before Erebus. Yeah. So it was Sparrow, Erebus, and then Sparrow, Tedric, and then Erebus and Flynn. I just need to quickly just check again what exactly Flynn's book does.
God, is that like one of the the Book of Wild Darkness is a book, or is it that ilk of book?
Look at the
I'm
meaning.
kidding. Has he just got one of the legendary magic poems?
You don't know.
I can't continue, but I'm not sure.
Okay, yeah. So you are all heading your way back to the ship.
Oh, my God.
Sparrow, Sparrow,
I am well done.
Sparrow, Sparrow.
It's all right, Flynn. We'll catch up with her somewhere.
Okay.
The minute I left, I literally was just straight to the ship.
Okay.
When I get aboard, where's Mary?
Marion at this point it is getting late in the evening, so she has retired to her not bunk, hammock in the hall.
Can I go to mine and see if she's awake?
Yeah, you go and sort of knock on the hull next to sort of her little curtained off area. Yes, sir. Oh, who is it?
Is Sparrow? Can I come in?
Oh, yes, just a moment. And you hear the sound of like hammock creaking and like footfalls landing on the deck, and she pushes the curtain aside.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
It's not. It's quite all right. I was just getting ready for bed.
Um, I'm not sure how to say. I've got a present for you.
Oh,
It's this ring. I just came across it in there's a weird shop. So
okay.
it's using your powers hurts.
It does, but I'm used to it.
What if you didn't have to be used to it? Or at least, what if you could feel something else instead of pain?
Yeah, that would certainly be nice.
I'll give you a break. if you have this and you ask it to give you another feeling, another emotion, it'll do it. And it will take I don't know if it'll take the pain away, but it'll make you feel, it'll make it so that you're not hurting. I don't know how. Just good night. And I just kind of leave.
You just leave her sort of stood there, just looking a bit confused.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. I go and like I hide in my bunk and just kind of, because how long is this feeling of joy going to last?
1 hour.
1 hour. So how much longer will it last?
It did go as soon as you took the ring off.
Right. Okay, so she's kind of just gonna, as she walks away, she kind of just accepts the normal feelings coming back in, and then she's kind of like going, "Fuck me, that was awful." And just like she goes into a bunk, she's going, "Fuck's sake, just talk to the fucking girl." And then she's gonna put her head under a pillow and just like start a trance.
Okay.
Oh shit! And then she's gonna go, "Fuck, I left it in the fucking shop." She's gonna get up and like get on the deck to go and try and get Flynn.
Okay. You hear her, like, in the distance. Sparrow!
Oh, thank fuck. Flynn!
Sparrow! We got a book!
Oh, for fuck's sake. What's the book, Flynn?
It's a tome of enlightenment. I think I know everything now.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Flynn, how many sendings have you got left today?
None.
Okay, good. Tomorrow morning, who are you planning on sending to, Flynn?
Well, I'm gonna message my mum and ask her about, like,
Yes.
ladies and ladies being together.
Yeah, yeah.
And
yeah.
and I was gonna message Lyra and see how she's doing.
Oh, good. Wait, just a question. I don't know why the accent went that way. Just a question, Flynn.
Yeah.
Lyra, she knows you're in a relationship.
Yeah.
How has the conversation gone to get you in a relationship?
Well, she liked my music that I played at the festival, and she was asking me. She's been asking me about my music, and I've been asking her like about what it's like being a Sky Knight. And I told her I really liked her, and it would be nice if we had a chance to go and get some dinner. And she said that sounds like it would be nice. But obviously she's a long way away, so we were just gonna just write each other for the time being until I get a chance to go and take her somewhere nice.
See, I don't really want to feel happy about
Oh.
Flynn, maybe ask her a few things around being a Sky Knight.
I asked her what she had for breakfast?
Maybe see if there's a flower she likes, or if she likes anything else. And then me and you, Flynn, we'll work on a present.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And
We can do that.
And maybe we'll find a way to get you back there. Okay?
Okay. Okay. It'd be nice.
It's getting late, Flynn. Do you want to do anything tonight, or do you want to go to bed?
I think I'm ready for bed.
Yes.
I got my book. I'm gonna give that a bit of a read.
Alright. If you find anything out about the nature of the universe, or how to talk to women, maybe that'd be a good thing to find out.
I will. I just hope it keeps his voice down, otherwise it's going to be hard to sleep.
Repeat, Flynn?
You can hear it too, right?
Yes. You can hear a voice, Flynn.
Yeah. He just holds the book out to you.
May I? Just...
Yeah.
Yeah. I said you would.
Do you open it?
Yes.
Okay. As you open the book, you just hear this voice coming through to you. It's like, right, why exactly? Why? Why did your axe have black tongues? Right. I mean, it's like, it's supposed to be for, like, sunburn or whatever. We don't even have a sun, right? There's no sun. Why? It doesn't make any sense. Can you explain it to me? Explain it to me like I'm an idiot, all right? Just tell me now. Right. Now, don't you...
You hand the book back. Flynn, maybe
Yeah.
maybe put the book to the side for tonight and
Right.
pick up whatever romance you're reading right now, Flynn. Do you have one?
I do.
You do? Good. I'm gonna do that before you go to sleep. Just let's clear your mind. You're not gonna sleep very well, Flynn.
Great.
What's it best? Okay.
It was a present,
Yeah. Oh, it was a present from who?
Ted.
What? Alright. What did Ted give up in like what was the price, Flynn?
He gave a bit of his fur and said that he'd help with the favour when it was time to call in on it.
Oh, that's a bit of help for that then, whatever that is.
I mean, I'd help as well. I'm not gonna.
Does no one of this fucking crew have a childhood? Do they not know fairy tales and the stories that they tell about? They don't give you name, and you don't hand over fucking toenail clippings or a piece of hair or any that crap. Oh, we're gonna go with that, Flynn. It's been a day. I don't know if I'm gonna murder Erebus in the morning. I'll decide.
Or Tedric.
Tomorrow, but let's.
Well, most likely kill you in the morning.
Alright.
Really?
Surely not. Alright, come on, Flynn.
Yeah.
But we're gonna stay on the boat, Flynn.
Okay.
Just so you know. Just so you're not worried. I know you think this is home now. It can be your home, Flynn, but we'll figure the rest out.
And you were a crew now, right? That means we're like family.
That's what it's supposed to be, Flynn. We'll sleep with it. Come on.
Okay.
We're family, though. When the crew is family, we're not family. Always will be good.
Okay. Okay.
Come on, you bastard. Bedtime.
Good night.
Good night.
Okay, you guys are heading back to the ship as well?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you make your way back. It's fairly deserted. Most folks, most of the crew are squirreled away in their bunks, or in the case of Azani, she's bedded down in the infirmary and whatnot. So
Would I have sobered up by now?
I'd say you probably got that hangover sort of starting to kick in at this point, but yeah.
I think when Erebus goes to his airbase, is there furniture that can be shifted?
Yeah, there's
So
chairs and
he
table and whatnot.
shut his door. Now that he's actually got his own room, shut the door, move like the table over in front of the door, go to the bed, make it look like somebody's sleeping in the bed, and actually get stuff to like in like the darkest corner, make his actual sleeping bed there.
Okay.
So yeah, he'll get down.
Cool.
I'll take care of this ship
Okay. Are you
for
gonna
now.
Are you just gonna stay up through the night, or?
Well, I've got a hangover, so it's not going to stay up for too long. I'm
Okay,
just
no,
going to
that's
fall asleep.
no, that's fine. Okay, so you stay up on watch for a bit. Make a perception check, please.
Oh dear. 7.
Yeah, you don't see anything.
Oh dear. We're going to die.
No, don't you dare.
And probably by like the first hour of the morning or so, you do feel that like that fatigue is now starting to overtake.
When Sparrow's time, like trance is done, she'll come out. And
Well, we'll get to that in a moment.
um,
When as kind of it gets to that point, does Tedric head to his hammock or curl up in the crow's nest and sleep there, or
Yeah, I'll just sleep where I sleep.
Tedric curls up in the crow's nest. So Sparrow, being an elf and only requiring a trance, you are the first to complete your long rest. And as you sort of refocus your vision, the sort of haze of your trance state sort of dissipates, there is a warmth on the back of your neck which is so unfamiliar. Beneath you, where previously there had been, you have to remind me, the sort of setup that Sparrow's got in her area. Does she have like cushions and stuff on the floor, or does she trance in a hammock? Okay, so where previously you had like the sort of springiness of the hammock beneath you, now you feel grass beneath you and a sort of uh, soft soil and patches of like moss or clover, things like that. Above you, the sky, there is no iridescence. The sky is a bright, vivid blue with this orb of orange light just baking down upon the back of your neck. You are in the middle of not quite a clearing, but more like a small kind of break in some woodlands. The trees around you, as you try and focus on them, they seem gargantuan. It's like they seem to tower hundreds and hundreds of feet above you. But the more you focus on it, the more. Actually, no, that's a normal sized tree. Or no, it's not even. It's only about a foot tall. It's difficult to gauge what exactly is happening with this landscape around you.
I immediately reach my space.
Yeah, sure to there.
Is there anyone else here?
You look around. Tedric is curled up close by. Flynn is, and Erebus is a few feet further away. You said I could call in that favour at my own discretion.
This soon? What
Um,
the fuck is
This is my home, little bird. This is the realm of the Fae, and I have a wee job for you. And that is where we are going to end this session.
No.
What kind of job? Damn it!
Well, that was things happened. Things definitely happened this session. Well, first of all, thank you guys for agreeing to go ahead with attempting to stream. Thank you, anyone at home who has watched any part of this, let alone anyone who has seen through the whole thing. To you are legends, and we appreciate you so much.
You.
Yeah, thank you, Rob. Amazing.
We will be rejoining this in 2 weeks' time for what will be session 11, episode 2. It's going to get very confusing keeping track of session and episode differences.
First of all, new characters.
We may do, we'll see. But yeah, we will be back in 2 weeks' time to continue this, and I thoroughly hope that anyone who is able to will return to continue the journey with us. As I mentioned a couple of times, there are links to the Discord being posted in chat and also on my channel page. So you can hop in, you can catch up with session recaps, you can chat about whatever you wish to talk about in the game. You can catch up on world lore. And I will also be uploading the VODs to our YouTube channel, so they will be available to catch up and watch there. For now, though, I just realised that I should have possibly spent this afternoon trying to think of a good sign-off, and I don't have one. But from all of us, thank you very much for tuning in. We are absolutely grateful to you, and stay nerdy. Good night.
Bye.